Welcome to the stage, Mr. Misheal Samman.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm very honored to be at Al Faris International School's very first TEDx talk. To start, I want to just say my name is Mish, and I'm from Saudi Arabia. I would like you all to put one small pin in that. Why? Because that is a very important thing that I'm going to get back to later on in my speech. Today, we're basically looking at the college application process, something that we all fear, especially as students. Now, what I'm going to tell you today is going to go beyond the college application. You are going to use this for the rest of your life, and I will tell you how. Let me tell you a little story about a young man, very good looking, who grew up in Saudi Arabia, right here, and who decided to go abroad to study. Back in those days, it wasn't just about text, it was all about test scores, not about any of the things that you have to deal with today. Today, you deal with a lot of information that you need to know. And when you do your college applications, we ask you what is unique about you and why you are unique. And more often than not, I hear people saying, I'm not that exciting. I don't believe that is true for one bit, because excitement is not uniqueness. This is your opportunity to show why you are unique. Well, I guess the slides don't work, okay? So instead of thinking about what is exciting about you, think about what makes you stand out from all the other people. Do you remember my opening? My name is Mish. I am from Saudi Arabia. That in itself is uniqueness. It's something people do not expect. Tell me more. What is your real name? My real name is Misheal Khalid Hassan Abdul Hafiz Samman. There's more, but I decided to stop there. They want to know more about you. That is what makes you unique. Not exciting, unique. This is what today's universities are looking for. Uniqueness. What makes you exciting for them to have you on their campus, studying with their students? It's about the unique experience when you have to write that dreaded personal statement. What is it about you? You, and you. Not them. You. What makes you unique? And the passions that you have in your future, in what you want to study, and why you want to study it. Now, no other person has ever experienced what you have experienced. We can all agree on that, can't we? You are the only person who has experienced your own life. That personal statement is you. Nobody else has that experience. How many people have had that experience of being in Saudi Arabia? How many people have had that experience of being at the TEDx talks here at Al Faris International Schools? I can tell you how many people did not have this experience. 8 billion people did not have this experience. The 100 people here today did. That is what makes it unique. Now, don't fall into this trap of your personal statement is just another way of writing your resume. How much you got on the SATs, how many AP classes you took, how many IB classes you took, how many volunteer hours that you participated in. At the end of the day, This is about you and your uniqueness. Be creative. Think of your college application as a canvas, a blank canvas. Every grade is a brushstroke. Every experience is another brushstroke. Every volunteer hour, another brushstroke. At the end of the day, you're going to have a full canvas that is a beautiful painting, which is you. That is your personal statement. Does that make sense? It should make sense. You have to have that kind of idea when you're going into this new workplace, this new challenge, which is university. It's easy to fall into the trap of writing a statement or writing a story that you think you know what the admissions office wants to hear. That is not true. It is the summary of what you have endured, not what you have done. Very important thing to think about as students, as young adults, which is why this will be taking shape as you grow, as you experience. Now imagine this. Instead of writing about how you joined the debate club, which is a great club, but instead of saying, oh yeah, I was a member of the debate club, what if you reworded that? What if you told a story about how you overcame your fears of public speaking? What if you wrote, give an example, it was 1993, I got up on stage and I emceed an international event for the very first time. I got up on stage, my palms were sweating, my legs were shaking, my heart was beating really, really fast. I had no idea what I was getting into. Imagine that for just a second. That's what a lot of you are feeling like tonight, coming up on this stage to talk in front of your peers, in front of people you don't know and people you do know. Somehow, in that moment, I found my voice. My voice. What if you shared how that sparked your interest in public speaking, in public service, leading you to organize community debates on the environment, on public policies, to help with environmental awareness? What if you use that story to say that? I will tell you the first thing that they look at when they read that, that's not just a story about you being on the debate team. That's a story about you growing, you taking leadership, you being courageous. That is just the way you frame what your personal statement of what you have done in your experiences is all about. Do you have to know your resume? Yeah, it's nice to have your resume. But if you tell it in a story, I can guarantee you it will be more fun.
It goes far beyond your extracurricular activities and your experiences. Imagine this. You do not have to necessarily have extracurricular activities. Just being at home, for example, taking care of your siblings when your parents are not at home.
That may not be an extracurricular activity, but if you write about that unique experience of you taking responsibility of your siblings when your parents are not home, that shows what? That shows growth. That shows responsibility. That shows you doing something besides just going to school. It's you taking your life into your own hands. It's an amazing feeling, and it's an amazing journey that you will take as you do this. So don't be afraid of your personal statement, and do not think of applications into university is just a checkbox that you check in order to get to the next stage. Take it as an opportunity for you to shine brighter than anything ever before, because this is your moment to do so. Now, colleges after COVID-19 have taken a little bit of a turn. And I started noticing it in the last couple of years, where they do not only look at your grades, they look at more than just your grades. They look at your emotional intelligence, or what they like to call EQ. All right? Your emotional intelligence is now in the spotlight. And your emotional intelligence is how you deal with change, how you are able to cope with the unexpected. The grades are fine. Yes, they are perfect. They're amazing. You need those. They're very, very important. But the universities right now are looking at more than that. They're looking at your social media posts. They're looking at everything about you. And they do. And if it's on the internet, they will find it. So, my challenge to you is, why don't you use it for good? Yes, it can be entertaining. But if you are serious about getting into an Ivy League school or a big name school, why don't you take it one step further? This is part of your growth. This is part of what I would like to bestow upon you as knowledge that you may not be thinking about at the time. Yes, social media can be fun, interesting, but just remember, once it's out there, it can never be erased. Trust me, I know. I know. It's hard to hide from the internet. So be aware of that, because the internet and social media can be used as a double-edged sword. All right? Now, we're going to move on to something I love to call story time.
If you tell your story in an interesting way, people will always remember you. Always. That comes back down to uniqueness. What makes you unique? This is the
Question that I'm going to leave you all with, that you need to ask yourself very, very seriously, because it will tell you a lot about yourself. And that question is that I'm going to ask you: who are you, and why are you doing it? Thank you.